are live. Here we are again. It's 8 o'clock at night here on a Monday night. And I am glamping. I guess you could call it that. And I'm going to show you my place in a few minutes. Right now I'm sitting in the middle of there's a large pool area, and there, which I'll show you right now. There's a large pool area right in front of me, right here, and then there's a little area that goes towards the back on both sides of me. So actually, this place they have little bungalows, but they also have tents. And I don't know how many they have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like six tents. So as soon as I finish with this drink, I'm going to show you inside the tent. It's pretty comfortable, you know, and there's air conditioning in it. I mean, like, for a structure to be made of what it's made of here and to be cool and comfortable, there's no mosquitoes, there's none of that. It is, I mean, if this wasn't on a piece of land that was like for a hotel, if it was on the side of a mountain, you'd still be very comfortable. Anyway, there's no streaming issues right now at the moment, knock on wood. Not like this morning. Man, I'm sunburned. Whew. The heat has just been absolutely brutal. Ever since it switched about a month ago, it's just been, it's too damn hot. It's the kind of heat that kills people, really. That's how hot it is. If you look ahead, this is the little reception area over here, which I'm gonna walk over to in a minute. And they can cook some food up. They got drinks. They got free water, free coffee, free hot cocoa or Ovaltine or whatever. And then in the morning, they don't really serve a breakfast. They just put some bread out, and bread and butter and some jam. which, you know, I don't, I'd rather just wait and eat out on the street. And this place is, what's the name of the beach, damn it? Autung Makam. I think that's the name of it. It's in between the two major beaches of Sairi Beach and also the one I went to today, which is Tung Ualan. It's in between. It's almost smack dab in the middle of them. All right, it's getting hot out. I'm gonna take this glass back over, and we'll go into the tent. See, they got bungalows. And the bungalows can you can sleep. Some of the bungalows, I think there's one double, and then there's a couple where you can fit 3 people, and there's another that you can fit 5 people, and I think there's even another one that you can put like 7 people in. It's a massive room, but the one with 3 people is still, I mean, it's big enough really. If you got some little kids, you could put 5 people in there. So anyway, and the lady who owns the place was nice enough today. She said, "Oh, the tent might be hot. If you're really hot, you can change and go into one of the bungalows." And it wasn't hot, so well, let's go over there. So they got this little bridge here.
Yeah, my dear.
Okay, I'm finished now. Yep. All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Good night.
Good
See you
night.
tomorrow morning.
See you tomorrow. Tomorrow I have a busy day planned. The beach, the temples. There's a beach, there's a temple, and there's another view scheduled for tomorrow. So all right, so just give you the, you can barely see it, but oops. I'm doing good. Crank up the air. So there's a lock. You have this, and you have the outer portion Velcro shut, which I'll do in a few minutes when I'm done. And then you have the bed, another little light over there. Hoo-yah! Hey, how you doing? Long time no see. Thank you very much. And Chokdi to you. You see, you got a little table over there. I got my clothes set for tomorrow. I got my bag already because I only need clothes for another day. Got the air conditioning, and you might notice there's no bathroom in here. Well, guess what? There is a bathroom. Okay, so there you go, you see? This is my own personal bathroom. So, toilet's very clean. Of course, you got a fan. It's very big. Hey, Puya. It's quite big. Shower, hot water, and each tent has one of these built right behind it. So, well, it's technically it's a separate building. You can see here. It's very easy to get in, and they give you a lock. So, you see, nobody can. It's pitch black. Can't see anything. And then basically, you just push your way in here. Turn the light off. Close the door. Now, this one doesn't have a TV, and I didn't really care. They do have some that have TVs. This is $600 a night. Oh, yeah. Oh, feels good. Air conditioning is nice. It's 600. They have for 700. They have for 800. And I think they have another one for 1100 or 1200. Just like a lot of places in Chumphon or any other big province like Surat, you need to schedule your transportation. You need to make sure that you got things set up, which is why she's been very nice. She's the owner. She's the owner of of the establishment with her husband, and I was getting motorbikes around, and I got a couple guys' phone numbers and stuff. And then she just said, "Listen, if you want, you go in a car." And she goes, "I'll charge you the same price or whatever." And that way it's safer. And I think she wants to go. And so, it's it's a kind of strange place for me because I'm always used to being able to jump on something. Oh well, that's nice. The idea is that people like the live streams. That is the idea, but so that's good. But usually I can get around by myself very easily. I can just take public transportation. If I really wanted, I could take a song towel, but some of the places that you would want to go are very difficult to get to by song towel. You have to take a song towel like in the opposite direction, then that goes to a different place, and then from that place you can get to wherever you want to go. So it's not really feasible. And so she took me to one of the viewpoints yesterday, and we'll be going to another viewpoint tomorrow. No mosquitoes. No. And I don't really get bit by mosquitoes too much. I don't have a problem with them here. They don't like me. They love my wife and kids, but they don't like me. And this thing has a big, it's a big plastic mesh net that's too small for the mosquitoes to get into. But I was kind of surprised. She's like, "Oh, it gets hot in there." And when I came in, it was really hot. I'll admit it. Like the water was warm. But I just turned on the air, and in like 15 minutes, the place was like icy cold. It's very comfortable right now. I mean, it's just that air conditioner and this little room. And for one person, this room is fine. For two people, you might want to get a bigger room, a bigger tent, or just get a room. And I'll put all the information out. Um, Notice I got my wet wipes, got my tea glasses that they provide here, water. I'll provide all the information and the name of the stuff and everything like that. Once the stream is finished, I'll put it down in the description. But, I chose this place because, first of all, because of the price. I won't lie. I'm always looking to save a buck. Um, no scorpions. There's probably snakes everywhere. No monkeys, which is good. But I could have stayed down at the beach I went to today, and I think, quite honestly, and I'm probably going to do a video about this, but just in talking about Chumphon, in fact, I talked to the lady, and she's very honest and open about her feelings about this place as a tourist destination and her establishment and other establishments. We've talked quite a bit because she speaks good English and she's interested. She just opened this place up about 2.5 years ago, a few months before the pandemic broke out. Imagine that. And, she has kind of learned as she went, and she's still doing pretty well. Uh, there's new people in here every day, and there's some people that are staying for, a couple days, a week. But I could have stayed down at Tung Lan, down at that area. I could have stayed in the city. I could have stayed. This is the Sairi area, but it's a bit far from Sairi Beach. But it's a big area, so there's gonna be, you're gonna have to travel a little bit. There's gonna be a little bit of distance to get places. And the reason that I stayed in this area is because 2 of the 3 viewpoints are, one of them's 15 minutes away, the other one's 30 minutes away. So tomorrow I'm going to stream in the morning at about 8 o'clock. I'm going to stream from the beach. Well, actually, I'm going to start out streaming from a temple. It's on the beach. And then I'm going to walk down the beach. And, the sun will already be up and everything, but you get to see what the beach is like in the morning or whatever. And then from there, I got to go to, I'm going to come, I'll be sweaty, I'll be hot because it's miserably hot. I'll come back, I'll take a quick shower, maybe relax for an hour or two. And then she's going to take me with her husband. We're going to go up to this viewpoint where you get a 360-degree view. And so that should be interesting. So I have a couple places to go tomorrow. And then I'll be back in Bangkok. I wish I could stay longer, but it's not going to happen. So anyway, I really like this I love this tent. I really like it a lot. I try to tell the wife, why can't we just get a yurt? Let's get a yurt. Let's just stay in a yurt. We'll get a big yurt. But, she won't. It'd be one thing if it was like a second place, like out in the wilderness somewhere. But if it's your main home, I don't think most women are going to be into that. You should went south visiting Koh Lipe for once. Well, yeah, but, I want to go with my wife, actually. I didn't used to want to travel with her all the time because I was doing photography, and I had projects that had to be done, and I just did. It's a little different now. I'm a little older, and she's got a little more time, so I really wanted to come here with her. and I wasn't sure if she was going to show up, and I don't know if she's going to want to go next week. She wants to go somewhere, and so eventually I'll get there. Any island, any place I haven't been, I'll eventually get there. And if I don't, it wasn't meant to be, you know. I've gone a hell of a lot of places in Thailand and in Asia, and you know, like I said, eventually I'll get there. There's a few places I want to get to. I mean, if I really wanted, I could go to Koh Tao, you know. I've been to Malaysia, but I haven't been to Langkawi, and I don't want to go there now because it's a bit of a pain in the ass to get into Thailand. I want to wait until they remove all the restrictions. And then my first place to go is not Malaysia or anywhere else, it's the United States, you know. Why would I jump? I've been to Pangan many times. In fact, I was just there. Why would I do a header? The fuck would I do that for? Why do something idiotic like that? You know. Hey, I think everybody thinks about what if I was gone? What if I wasn't here? What if I just died tomorrow? And you know what? Nothing changes. That's the thing. So why would I do a header? High Flyers Club and all that kind of stuff, you'll never see me do that. Well, I wouldn't do that. I've already had one fall, and that was an accident. And I don't ever want to go through that shit again, even if it does kill me. That's the dumbest thing anybody could do. The worst way to die is one of the worst ways of dying is just to jump, because then you got time where you're like floating in air, and you're gonna die, so you have a few seconds, and you have a heart attack, and then you die on the way down. That sucks. That's almost as bad as like getting eaten by a wild animal, like a croc or a tiger. You know you're gonna go. You know when that croc latches onto you, that's it, it's over. Your life's over, you know, unless you get really lucky. Yeah, but I mean, why the hell would I jump? I already went swimming this morning. I went swimming, but I didn't kill myself. It's too much fun. It's too much fun living, you know? What happened to the idea of walking through Thailand? Well, I did walk across Thailand. The problem with walking the length of Thailand is my wife. You know, I want to stay married. Let's put it that way. I was doing that walk. I was doing very well. Actually, I met a guy who was biking. I met a guy yesterday. He's biking from Phuket. I gotta watch my voice because the one thing about this is it's a little noisy. You know, the thin walls and all. He was biking from Phuket to Chiang Mai, and he woke up late today, and he was irritated with himself. But he's biking all the way to Chiang Mai. Now, you know, I was doing the walk. I was managing. I felt like I was getting stronger. I could have done it. In my opinion, I could do it. But my wife did have a point. I'm walking on the side of the road. There were a couple times when it was raining and there were trucks coming, and all it takes is some knucklehead to like look to his right at his girlfriend or something because she's flashing him. And then, next thing he knows, he runs me over on the side of the road or, whatever. Anything can happen. And so, when she put it to me that way, and then my kids said something about it, my mother said something about it, I just went, I'm not 21 years old with very few or no responsibilities. I do have responsibilities. So that's what happened with the walk. No, I was not a cop. I can't see myself as a cop. I was a printer and I was a broker. I don't need to be walking even across Thailand anymore because my feet are absolutely thrashed. I need to go and get them. I need to get them scrubbed. They're just, you don't want to see them. They're bad. My heels, my bottom of my feet, because I never wear shoes. I always wear flip flops or sandals or occasionally tennis shoes. Can't see myself being a cop. I wouldn't want to deal with all the freaking drama. You know? I don't usually contact anybody. And it's just because I got my own life, Got my own shit going on. I barely have time now. I mean, I know of those guys. And I forget what was it. Is the guy Chuck is No Time to Be Sad. I went to Nakhon Phanom. I think he was living there at the time. I'm not against meeting him or anything. He seems like a nice guy from what I've seen. It's not that. It's not even, that like I want to be antisocial. It's just I got no time. And you may not realize it, people may not realize it, but I have no time. And I don't have that much energy to be running around all over just because I want to go like meet up with people. I just don't, You know what I mean? Like, my kids are in school, in college. I want to see them when I can. We have very little time that we can schedule with each other. My wife works. We got to schedule her with me, then with them. And so, I just don't, I know some people. There's some people that have come that have been in the stream over the years that have come and they've moved here and that I've gotten to know, and they're my friends, and that's fine, But I mean, even my friends that I got one guy, he's been here a little bit longer than me. His name is Scott also. He may be leaving here and moving to Cambodia. And, I mean, I talk to him about maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks, and I go see him maybe like once every 4 months, once every 6 months. So, I just got things going on. And when I don't have things going on, usually I don't feel like going out, especially like now when it's so hot. I don't want to go anywhere, man. If I don't have to go, I don't want to go anywhere. It's too freaking hot, man. It is so brutal out right now. Did this whole corona thing change your views on life in general? No. All it is piss me off about how much power the government has. I mean, I believe in science, and I believe that, yes, there can be a virus that can kill mankind and all that, but I think they've just overblown it 1,000-fold. Hey, do me a favor before I forget. Please leave a thumbs up and subscribe and all that good stuff. Consider becoming a member or whatever. Go visit my new website. I got my website's up now. AmericanInBangkok.com. I got the new website up with merch and all that kind of stuff. Go visit that. Do me a favor and do that. I'll give you a lock. Yeah, a lock with no number. Well, I mean, I did get vaccinated. I've done my part. I got vaccinated, I got a booster. Now, the government, they're going to, once everybody gets like that, or they decide I'm not going to vaccinate, screw you, then the government has to do something. What are they going to do? We're going to keep people shut down forever? They're going to keep the tourism industry in Thailand dead forever? It's on life support right now. In fact, this lady was telling me, she said, if they open up in July, that would be great, because It will take some time for things to take some time for things to even get anywhere near like it used to be. And a lot of places, they don't have the money to stay in business right now. I mean, I called up numerous hotels, and they were like, I mean, I'm talking about 600 baht, 800 baht, 500 baht hotels. I call them up. I'm like, are you open right now? Do you have a room available? We're not open. Do you know when you're going to open? No. So, you know, what is this? Hang on a minute. Do you recommend marrying Thai women? Well, I married one, and I've been married for a long time, so yes. Yeah. I wouldn't recommend marrying a Western woman. Not at this juncture with the laws the way they are. But a Thai woman or, a foreign woman, but Thai women, I mean, Thai women, and my wife in particular, um, kind of fits my personality. I don't like being messed with. Any Thai women that I dated in the past who was the kind of woman who wanted to know where I was every minute or felt like she could come over anytime I wanted, anytime she wanted or something like that, they were gone, man. That was it. They were out of here because I can't handle that shit. But did you marry a Western woman in your earlier? No, I didn't. No, I was smart enough not to. And that's what I say. There was a couple of times I thought, oh, maybe we could get married, and then I thought, it's just didn't feel right. It didn't feel right, and I thought, why would you marry him? You could live with him. You can live with a chick, or you can halfway live with her. You keep your own place. You put some clothes at her place, or she puts some clothes at your place. And it makes it a little bit easier. And even here, if you're living with a Thai chick, I mean, it can be difficult to get rid of them. I got countless stories with plenty of guys. They let their girl move in with them, and they think, oh yeah, well, we'll just move in together. And the girl wants to get married. She wants to be made an honest woman. But yeah, I wouldn't. I'm glad I didn't marry a Western woman back then. I lived with a couple. Western women don't like to be a woman anymore. Well, you know what? I mean, I agree with that to some extent. I still believe that there are some women that are willing to be women, willing to do whatever it is. I don't even know how men think nowadays that are younger in the United States. But I know that when I was younger, there were roles. And that was most of the time I would take the garbage out. She would do the dishes. Maybe if she cooked a big meal, I would help her do the dishes or something like that. Now it's like if you were to say that, they look at you like, what the hell are you talking about? And even here in Thailand, I've said this before, there was a time when the man was expected to do everything. And I mean everything, like he was only the provider. Nowadays, the women want to work. They want to know that they have the capability of taking care of themselves financially. So times have changed. But back then, the man went to work. The Thai woman stayed home, took care of the kids, cleaned the house. The man came home. She, would say hello, my husband, whatever. She'd give him a little massage, give him his dinner, massage his feet, run his bath. She was expected to do all that stuff. Now you tell that to a Thai woman, and they go, yeah, that's like 75 years ago. Well, when I came here, it was like 40, 50 years before that. And they were starting to go, nah, I don't know. You could still find them. And my wife is not like that. She's... Now, if I was to say to her, oh, my feet really, really hurt, do you think you can give me a foot massage? If she wasn't really busy doing something and she was feeling up to it, then she would do it. you know. But she's not going to feel obligated to do it no matter what. I mean, that's just ridiculous. It's not going to happen nowadays. So things have changed here as well, not just in the United States. I can't see my messages here. A lot of people complaining about Western women now, which is a reason why enough people start complaining, you better start believing them. 10 years ago, I was like, come on, it's the guy. Now I don't really believe that. So, anyway, my little review of Chumphon is as follows. This is a good place to come, or a decent place. It's not a fantastic place where you're never going to run out of stuff to do and you're going to be like, oh my God, this is the most wonderful place. It's a place where you come for 2 days, 3 days, maybe 4 days, and there are some things that you can do. And, the transportation, getting around, can take up a bit of time. And I guess if you're coming during the hot season, you're going to need some time to recoup. I mean, I came back today and basically chilled out for a half an hour, cooled down, had lunch, and I went swimming, you know. To Honets, what? That are not wonderful, to be honest. Oh, is that what you mean? To be honest. See, your definition and mine are a little bit different. To me, a place that's wonderful is like, it's like this. I'll put it to you in a way that most guys can relate to. Here in Thailand, they always ask, "So am I? So am I? Am I beautiful? Am I beautiful?" And I don't want to hurt their feelings. Sometimes I just go, "Yeah, yeah, 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 you're beautiful." Yeah, I don't get asked very much anymore, but in the old days, when I was a little younger, uh, or a girl would you'd be sitting there, and some girl would go, "Oh, this is my friend. She's beautiful. She beautiful." And sometimes you just go, "Yeah, yeah, she's beautiful. Oh yeah, very beautiful." Well, the truth is, it's bullshit. Most of them ain't beautiful. They may be beautiful on the inside. Um, they may be good looking. Um, but they're not beautiful in the sense that they're like beautiful, like, oh my God, she's a 9. She's gorgeous. No, she's a good looking girl. She's an attractive woman. Well, that's the same thing with Thailand. This place is a nice place. I mean, Chumphon is a nice place. I'm not going to slag on the place, but there are a few things that they could do better. I don't think they consider themselves to be a tourist hub like Phuket, Pattaya, Chiang Mai. I don't think they think of themselves like that. And as I said this morning, and it was a little difficult because the stream was so sketchy, but the beach needs to be cleaned up. They need to spend some money on the beach and get it cleaned up to where it's always clean. They need to do that, at least moderately clean, because they have some nice beaches, and when there's garbage on them, it's not nice. The coffee, okay, that's not a big deal. However, what I was told about coffee here in Chumphon, because it accounts for about 60% of all the coffee sold in Thailand, or produced in Thailand, is that they do not sell it to little mom and pop shops. They're selling it in large quantities. And so they don't have like little boutique places that they're selling their own coffee. They don't tend to do that here. Maybe that's why the people that I was dealing with, all right, you take care, man. the people that I was dealing with were giving me these big cups of coffee, like a big cup of coffee. I don't want a big cup of coffee. I want an espresso. There's a difference. You cannot blame that on Chumphon. And what the woman who runs this place and owns this place was telling me is, it's because they have the local mentality. They don't have this international mentality yet. It hasn't really set in. Even though people are passing through, it doesn't necessarily mean that they know everything that's going on and how they need to be and how, what's expected of them. That's the thing. What's expected of them from a foreigner and a tourist. Hey, Stephen, how you doing? So I can't, say anything about that. The coffee, even the guy cooking. Now, what the woman was telling me is that those places, the beach that I went to yesterday, the Sairi Beach, and this beach, Tung Wua, man, that's a tongue twister. Tung Wua Land. They tend to have a lot of foreigners when there's no pandemic. And so they cook the food geared towards foreigner as opposed to cooking like a local dish should be cooked. That's the first meal that I've had outside of right in this village since I've been here. And I've had some noodles, I've had some rice, I've had a couple things, and they were fantastic. But the squid, I wish I could say, oh, it was fantastic. No, it wasn't fantastic. It was average. That was it. I just have to call a spade a spade, Well, it's easy to become that. Listen, go to Kokut and stay in like a 20,000 baht a night resort. Oh, Stephen. She was an attractive woman, yes. You don't think that factored into me stopping in there? I know what you guys like. Come on. The other thing, though, that I think some of you guys forget, because most of the people watching are a little bit older in this stream. I know that because YouTube tells me. The majority are. By the time you get to be my age, by the time you're 50 years old, if you're going to hook up with some chick who's 25 or 30, chances are she's going to have a kid or two. And guess what? You are going to have to deal with that. And that's a major responsibility. Be careful what you wish for, Again, you say it's paradise. Yeah, it can be paradise for sure. There are parts of it that are paradise, sure. Definitely. There are places that I think, oh, I'd like to just live here forever and I never want to, Koh Chang in the south, when I went there, I was like, man, I could stay here for months at a time. Kokut, when I was in Kosaboya, which nobody's really ever heard of, that place was fantastic, and I was with my wife, and we were young, we didn't have any kids, and we were just having a good time. There was hardly anybody on the beach, and there was nobody on the beach. There was hardly anybody on the island. I mean, even Samui has some really beautiful places. There's so many places that you can go. So many islands, So yeah, that part. All I'm saying is that when it comes down to it, most people are not going to just live on a deserted island or in some little village where they're going, oh my God, I don't have to do anything for the rest of my life. I'm just going to be so happy here. No, you have to do things. You have to keep busy. You have to have hobbies. So in some ways, that detracts from any place. It's not Thailand. It detracts from any place being like a perfect utopia or paradise. She was a 10 in my eyes. Well, I don't know if she was a 10, but okay, in your eyes, she was a 10. To me, those tattoos were a bit of a detractor, and I'm gonna say that if you are not the right man, first of all, you definitely ain't gonna land her. And if you are the right man to land her, if you're not the right man to keep her, she's gonna make mincemeat out of you. She looked like she knew what she was doing. She knew how. She knew that she was a very feminine woman and very attractive. And some guys are not going to be able to handle that. I mean, that's the whole reason why I say, if you're coming to Thailand, give yourself some time to learn the ropes before you get seriously involved with a Thai woman. Because if you don't, and you're not a player and you don't know what you're doing, they are going to chew you up and spit you out and leave you befuddled. They're gonna fry your wires. But I mean, just an observation. Oh, she was an attractive woman, for sure. She's very attractive. Um, Now here's another thing, Stephen, and I tend to overthink things, but um, you know, she's very attractive in this setting. She's very attractive, hanging out at the beach bar, running the beach bar and doing her thing. This is her fishbowl. Take her out and put her in another fishbowl. Who knows how she'll do? She may do great, or she, or she may hate it, and she may just be like, "What am I doing here?" You know, that's her environment. That's where she grew up. So she's very, very comfortable. It's like me being in Bangkok, man. I'm in Bangkok. I'm comfortable. I know a lot of places to go. I can get around. I come to some new place and I'm like, how am I gonna do this? And it's not quite as easy. Although I think she'd probably have an easier time than me. I wouldn't say that she'd be nothing. It really depends on what kind of people are around. Uh, she was an older chick, so an older. I mean, she said she was. I think didn't she say she was 32? I think she said she was 32, and she had more tats than I could count. So for some guys, yeah, some guys wouldn't want her. She's not my style. I mean, she wouldn't be my style. I mean, I'm not saying that if I was 21 and she thrust herself upon me, I would be like pushing her away, saying, "No, I don't want you." I'm not saying that. I'm not saying anything like that. And I think she was a good-looking woman, however you slice it. But some guys, got different taste. She's not one of those ones where, um, yeah, Gennaro. Gennaro had to get it. He had to be heard. Um, there are the girls who, like, you look at them, and there are not very many of them in the world, where you look at them and you know that every single guy, or damn near every single guy that looks at her is going, "Oh my God, she's so beautiful," or "Oh my God, she's so gorgeous," or "She's so cute. Her personality is just such a turn on," whatever it is. Those are few and far between. I don't believe that she's in that category. That's what I'll say. But she is a very attractive woman, and she's, um, it's the whole thing. Like I was just saying, if they're asking if they're beautiful, and like sometimes and I've said this to girls before, if you were that beautiful, you'd be a model. Somebody would find you. Your mother would thrust you out there. You would be doing something using your beauty. You wouldn't be working at Starbucks or slinging hash at the local restaurant. you know. And not only that, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it really is. See, now it's getting cold in here, man. It's just like Thailand is not for everybody. Thailand is not paradise to everybody. It is paradise to some people. Yeah. Well, actually, they're called pretty. They're very pretty. They're pretties. That's what it takes to make ends meet. Yeah. And you know, I'll be honest, I don't even think of them like that anymore. I think of them as, I think of, in fact, I was talking, listen to this. Now I can tell you a little story about something that happened here. I go over to get some food at this restaurant down the street. I think she's an old lady. If it turns out now she's not an old lady, she's like middle aged. But I thought she was like 60 something. Turns out she's 40 something. Anyway, I'm sitting there having my food. A truck, a pickup truck, you know, with the front and back seats, pulls up, and some little kid about 10 years old gets out, and like 4 women get out. Now, these are a bit older women. And by older, I mean late 30s, 40s. But they're very friendly, very nice. And I'm not like looking for anything, and I didn't think of that. But I'm giving you some context. They all get out. They sit down. Now, they're kind of giving me the eye, you know, like the lady tells them, he speaks Thai. And so then they're like, oh, you can speak Thai. And they spoke enough English to be able to say, oh, you can speak Thai. Yes. I start talking to them. Turns out one of the ladies goes, I think it was her sister. She says, like really her sister. Not just, you know, oh, Ben Nong. No, I think it was really her sister. They looked identical almost. And she goes, she needs a man. I said, oh. And she's like, do you know anybody? And I go, nah, not really. No, I'm sorry. And she goes, well, she's ugly anyway. She goes, she's ugly. She's ugly, and she's older, and she's got 3 kids. I go, honey, good luck. I said, you're going to need some luck. You're going to need a lot of luck. And she goes, the good thing is that she'll work hard. She doesn't want a man just for his money. And I go, well, I don't think you're going to have any problem with that, because I don't think a man who's got any brains, who has good money, is going to be running after your sister to take care of her 3 kids. And the thing is that, you know, her sister was, the Thais are very brutal about their appearance. And like the lady who works here, she's a big lady. She's a sweetheart of a lady, and she's funny, but she's a big woman. And she said to me yesterday, she goes, I'm really tired. I go, why are you tired? I go, it's like, you know, 2 o'clock in the afternoon or whatever. She goes, because I'm fat. She goes, I'm fat. So I get tired. She goes, that's why, you know, I got to sit down every once in a while. I'm too fat. She goes, but I'm working on it. I'll cut the sugar out. I said, oh, well, that's good, you know. And so they're brutally honest about how they think of themselves and their friends. And this one girl was just like, yeah, my sister is ugly. And Kile, you know, she's very ugly. And I'm like, oh my God, you know, I'm like, if I was back in the States, a chick she'd probably smack her friend, you know, for saying that in front of people. You know, if they were alone, all the girls sitting down together, who knows what would have happened. But in front of a bunch of people, you know, because the other lady was there. And then, of course, they were asking, why do Farang do this? Why do Farang do that? What do you think about this? And of course, I was right away. I always try to be very honest. Like, I got a wife and 2 kids. You know, you have a wife. Where does she come from? How old are your kids? You know, it's always an experience. Even going just to get a meal is an experience. It's kind of like going to the craziest McDonald's in your area minus the violence. You know? Anyway, not clear. Yeah, yeah, not clear. Mark, ugly, disgusting. uh, and you know, I don't. I mean, I know it might be hard to believe, but it's like I truly believe if I was thinking like, oh my God, these girls are so beautiful, you know, I gotta get with them or whatever, then my wife might be like, oh my God, these guys are so handsome. Maybe I'm gonna get with one of these guys. And you know, that's why if you're married, why would you get married if you don't want to be faithful to each other? You know, my Thai sucks. They always tell me I speak Lao. What is speaking? Well, if it makes you feel any better, my wife says I speak Thai like a little kid in kindergarten. You know. But then, you know, I come here and I'm speaking to some woman who's like, you know, slinging rice, give me a nice meal, and she wants to talk to me. And I carry on a conversation with her in Thai, and she's like, "Oh, you speak Thai so well." Just tonight, a girl said, "What did I say?" I said, um, "What the hell is it when a chemo? Chemo means like to be arrogant or whatever, right?" Um, and then she's like, "Munkan dek dek protam protan." Um, yeah, I don't know the last word. So she said, "Oh, I should have known to say that because your Thai is very good." And I said, "Oh, well, thank you, you know." And then Amoho, you know, and I said something like "somnamna," you know. I like that. You know, that makes it a little bit easier. Okay. All right. Now I'm totally thinking in another direction. Bratom. Yeah. I was never good with the schools. Ma Nung, Ma Song, Ma Hulk, you know, Ba Nung. And what's the one before that? Uh, you know, that's what I mean. I don't use it. I don't need it anymore. So it's out of my brain. I don't care about it. That's kind of how I operate. Yeah, there you go. I don't care. I mean, you know, listen, with my wife, I know she wants me to, yeah, Matayom is high school. I know she wants me to speak better Thai. She wants me to try to improve it all the time. But she doesn't have the patience to teach me anymore. She's too busy. You know, we all got our own things going on. That's the thing. You know, I know maybe people don't understand that, but you know, I mean, Alex and Nicholas, they work out all the time. They both play musical instruments. You know, I mean, Nicholas plays piano and guitar. Alex plays guitar, and he's starting to play piano or keyboards. Um, I think Alex has a little friend, you know, a little chick friend that he's, you know, talking to or whatever. And I know Nicholas does. And then they're both in school, so you know they got their own things going on now. It's all this is taking place on my channel. They've grown up on my channel. You know, it's amazing to see. How long are you staying here? Just another day. So it'll be 4 days. 4 days and 3 nights. Listen, if you take a train to Chumphon, uh, go out the door of the railway station, walk towards the right, and there is a fantastic coffee shop there that has the best. I had a piece, I think it was called Golden Banana Bread or something like that. Oh my God, it was fantastic. And they have all kinds of really good food. And it's not just sweets, but they have all kinds of, sandwiches and croissants, but their coffee's really good. So if when you get out of that train station, I highly recommend stopping in there and giving the place a little try. Uh, so I have taken a lot of video this time. Um, I've shot a lot more video than usual, and yeah, this place had me thinking about several things. But my favorite destinations, that's always so freaking hard. Probably Kakut, but I don't know, man. I mean, I've been to so many fucking places. It's hard for me to remember them all. You know. I mean, that one stands out. Even Koh Chang in the south stands out. That place was just a cool destination because it really cost a song and a dance. It was inexpensive. The beach was beautiful. There were beautiful beaches there. And it was like, it's one thing if you're on a deserted island and you build your own little hut and that's your island basically. But let's be real, that's probably not going to happen to too many people. That Koh Chang in the south that I went to was about the most like living on a deserted island or Saboya where I went. Um, yeah, for me, I think I like the South the best. Uh, I mean, I liked Bungkan because of that mountain. I liked Nakhon Phanom because it was right on the Mekong. Um, I mean, I can't say that Nong Khai is one of my favorites or anything like that. Can't say Kanchanaburi is one of my favorite. Masot, Masai, Mae Son, none of those are my favorite. Chiang Mai, not my favorite. I do like Chiang Rai, but maybe that's in like number 10, number 9, something like that. But the majority of the places that I like are in the south and beaches. I like Khao Lak, but um, I don't know that I would like it as much when it's opened up because there might be too many people. I liked it when I went because it was empty. There was really nobody there. It was just me. And the hotel staff was very friendly and very helpful. And, there was like almost no place to get food. So, you know, what the people are like can make a bland town memorable. Yeah. Um, yeah, I mean, I used to think that the South, the people are, they're, well, they are a bit harder than the, like, Easterners. But when you start speaking Thai and you can speak it and they know, like, I mean, my Thai is not great, but some of the things that I say, I've said them thousands of times or hundreds of times. And so a Thai person can recognize, oh, the guy's been around a bit. He knows about Thailand. Then when you go, how old are you? I'm 25. I've been here longer than you've been alive. Oh, so it's just it's time. I don't really credit. The only thing I credit myself for doing is staying here. You know, some of that has to do with my wife just keeping me on the straight and narrow. you know, because if I'm left to my own devices and I'm hitting bars and drinking, yeah, I tend to get a bit carried away. You know what I'm saying, Mr. Monash? Which line is that? It matters what the people are like. Um, but yeah, she's really yeah, and her and the kids. I mean, you change, man. You change when you get older. Each decade, you have different things that are important to you and become priorities. I mean, uh, I know some of the people in the stream are in their 60s and 70s, and so they probably know what I'm talking about. But when you're in your teens, as in 16, 17, 18, probably all you're thinking about is getting laid. Um, yeah. And then when you're in your 20s, it's like, oh, I gotta make some money. I gotta do my job, which I really, I can't say I never really liked printing. I didn't like being the printer and going home and having to scrub my hands and get all the ink from out under my nails. I didn't like that because I didn't particularly like going into a place or like talking to a woman or something like that. And then they saw my hands. Oh, well, he's a dirty motherfucker. It's like being a plumber and you got shit under your nails. Um, my buddy used to say that he's still a plumber part time now because he's too old to do it full time. But he used to say, "Hey man, I get home, I gotta scrub the hell out of my hands because I'm going out. I don't want some chick looking at my hands going, ew, what's all that? What's all over his hands?" And so I never liked that about it. I liked when you did a job and it turned out well. Other than that, I didn't really like it. I didn't like the pressure of, hey, you could be running something and you miss something and you just cost your boss $500 or $1,000 or whatever it is. I didn't like that too much because I didn't like somebody coming after me yelling at me because, oh, you fucked up. Well, I didn't see that. Why not? I don't know. As I made a mistake. I didn't particularly like that, but I like that you could make money if you wanted to broker work, which was important, and you didn't have to get your hands dirty. I liked that. And then, listen, when I got to my 30s, I was here. So, and I've done a number of things. Say what you will, they've all kept me here. Age is just a number. Yeah, well, that's coming from somebody who's 36. Wait until you've had, well, I don't know, you ever had any accidents, any bad accidents? You ever fallen from the fourth floor and busted all kinds of bones in your body and stuff like that? What happens is they all catch up to you. Some people are lucky; they only have, oh, I broke my finger. That's all they've ever had in their life. And some people, they broke every freaking body in their every bone in their body. You know, and by the time you get to be my age, which sounds strange, um, if you've had a couple of injuries every couple of years, every 5 years you have a major injury, every 10 years you have a major injury, over 4 decades, 3 decades, man, it adds up. So, I think mentally, age is just a number, but physically, you can say what you want. Um, Getting old is a bitch. You can make it easier on yourself. There are times I wake up and I'm in agony. And there are days that I wake up and I go, man, I feel light on my feet. I feel good. Hey, Pierre. And I think it was you, Renegade, who asked me the other day, oh, can I still, what was it? I think I can still punch. Well, yeah, I could probably throw one good punch now. I used to hit the machine, and I got it up there pretty good. I don't remember what it was, but it was I usually won or came in like second place with the bunch of guys around. But now, maybe I could throw one or two punches, and then I'd be like, my shoulder, my arm, my hand. I bust my hand again or something. You know, just because it's age, man. You know. And I did do some physical work when I was younger. I worked in a barrel factory. That was some bust ass work. I worked as a barrel factory for a year or so. I worked as a ditch digger for this plumber. That actually the guy who's my friend, he turned me on to because I needed a job. I would struggle with paper punches and I could not put through. Yeah, I mean, I was in the pool today and I was just like trying to loosen up, and I thought, oh, let me see, can I throw a jab? Yeah, okay, I can still throw a jab, but I feel it, you know. There's a reason why people who are in their 60s don't fight. Sweaty cop. Gennaro, now I'll never think of those words in the same light. Do you see my wonderful establishment, Gennaro? Place where I'm staying? Oh, yeah. All right. So check it out. Air conditioner. Uh, uh, well, Gennaro, you're not far off. It's a tent, but there's air conditioning. Oh yeah, this is. At first I thought, oh, I don't know. But then I was like, yeah, where's my sense of adventure? I tell you what, I didn't want to come here. Honestly, I didn't want to come. And it wasn't that I'm like, oh, I don't want to, put in the effort. It was that I knew it was hot. And I'm like, I'm going to have to go down there, sweat my balls off, and then it's like, I'm going to spend a bunch of money you know, and then I just thought, what happened to me? Where's my sense of adventure? I got a shirt, life's an adventure, live it. And I'm like, maybe I need to get out, you know. Oh, there's hope, man. There's hope. But I can tell you that there's going to come a time where I'm going to be like, I just don't feel like I'm just not going to go on these any longer trips anymore. I'm not going to go on any length. I haven't been on a lengthy trip really. I forget how long I went to when I went to what was it? Well, I went to Bangkok, Nakhon Phanom, Nong Khai. I went to Phuket, Khao Lak. What was the other place I went to? Oh, Railay. That was 10 days or so. Um, I probably won't do that unless I'm with my wife now. Just don't want to, you know. YouTube or not, money or not. This is 600 baht a night. No TV in this one. And the bathroom is right through the. I showed the bathroom already, but it's right through. You can't even tell. Just because I feel like getting up, I'm like, oh shit. See, got a little. Oops. And you see, this is the mesh. It's thick plastic. And then look at that. And the bum gun is quite sufficient. Works very well. And not bad, you know? I'll be honest, I haven't used a lick of toilet paper since I've been here. I haven't used a square of toilet paper. Yeah, there you go. Get a better view. It does kind of look like a sauna or like a... It looks like the room that Dexter used when he was getting ready to kill somebody. This is what it looks like. All the walls, I just thought of that. All the walls are covered up. Here's the cutting table. Anyway, got a nice bright light over here. Very bright. Jesus Christ. I knew that was going to happen. All right, let me zip this down. I don't want anybody coming in the back door. You see. And then you can lock it. Just put that there. You see on the floor. There you go. Oh, shit. Freezing my balls off now. All right, let me read some of these here. I don't have my glasses. How many bought a lot? No TV. If you want the TV room, they have another room. It's 700 baht. They have a couple of rooms that are, you can sleep 3 people comfortably. Then you have another one, I think, sleeps 5 people. We only need one word at our age when hiking. Can you guess? Deluxe. Good try, Gennaro. Taxi. Seems expensive, huh? Well, I tell you what. Yeah, there's Wi-Fi. I never use it, though, because I got 4G. And it's better than the Wi-Fi that they would provide. But I can tell you that most of the hotels in Chumphon, you're going to be hard-pressed to find anything for... you're going to find something for like 400 baht, 500 baht. You're hard-pressed to find them now. A lot of them are shut down. But there's a lot of expensive, expensive for Thailand. Because, yeah, I think, this place, this room nowadays, I mean, it's the days have run together, but I'd say 400 or 500 baht, that'd be fair. 600 baht, a little bit pricey. If you look around, you can get it for 500 baht. I wasn't sure I wanted to stay here, to be honest. But there's places that are down the street. There's places that are at Sairi Beach. There are places that are at the beach I went to today. Tung Land. And those places are all minimum 1,500, 2,500, 3,000, 4,000 baht. They're not cheap, man. It ain't Bangkok. There's not an abundance of people, so they don't think the same way as we do, where, okay, we'll drop the price and we'll get a bunch of people. The people who are coming are Thais, and there's not an abundance of them. So they're like, okay, this is our price, So it's not, to me, it doesn't surprise me that much. And then again, this is a province. So when you come and you say, oh, I'm going to go to Chumphon City. Now, if you want to come into Chumphon City, you can probably get a little bit cheaper, 350, 400 baht for a place. But I didn't want to be in Chumphon City because then I got to go all the way from Chumphon City to the beach, which is a haul enough for me now. And that's what I mean. And actually, what she was telling me was that Chumphon City is basically a bunch of little villages all together, and it's not really all that big of a city. There's only a few places where there's ATMs. There are not ATMs on every corner. There's not 7-Elevens on every corner. You're not going to find that here. So, it's a little different, and, the prices are a little higher. I mean, getting around is not cheap. It cost me 300 baht by motorcycle to get here from the train station. So do a comparison in Bangkok with that. 300 baht will take you a long way in Bangkok in a taxi. Taking a motorbike, they want 500 baht for a car from the train station. They want 500 baht. It's like, you go to Surat Airport and you want to go into one of the villages, it's going to take you an hour, hour and a half to get into the village. So, pricing is a little different, unfortunately. Well, yeah, for sure. For sure. And, the wife and I have talked about it for a long time. I really don't want to drive, to be honest. I don't want to drive because I drove, I think I owned 3 cars in my life. I owned a Pontiac Sunbird, which was a 4-cylinder dog. I owned a green, I think it was a Pontiac Sunbird, and I bought it for like 500 bucks, and it worked. I bought a Chevy Nova, and that was it. That's all the cars I've ever had. I've had about 10 or 12 motorcycles. So in the United States, most of the time, I drove motorcycles, which was a bit of a hassle because, like if I wanted to date a chick, I'd be like, honey, I only got a motorcycle. I don't want to drive a car. The truth was I really couldn't afford to have a car and a motorbike. And the motorbike was convenient for me because I didn't have, family. I didn't have any of that shit. And I would tell a girl, oh, yeah, okay, you want to come on the back of the bike? No, not yet. How about I drive? Okay, fine. I used to do that all the time. So I don't really want to drive here. That's one of the big reasons. And I haven't done that much motorcycle driving here either. So even the lady here, she goes, oh, you want to rent a motorbike? I'm like, no, not really. Because if I was to go down, that could do some damage, a lot of damage. And I don't trust myself driving. I don't have that much experience anymore. It's been a long time. So I just don't want to. I let my old lady drive, or I'd get somebody to drive me, You know what I mean? And that's fairly normal here. There's a lot of people that don't drive. What the hell do I need to drive for when I got a taxi? That's my own personal chauffeur. Fuck, hang on a second. Yeah, I don't think I want a tuk-tuk. Look, that Farang, he got a tuk-tuk. We should go outside again. Take a little look outside. Did you see the nice pool? I've been swimming several times. Guys, please don't forget to leave a thumbs up or smash the like button. It doesn't cost you anything. You think I'm not independent? That really shows something that you think that. I can get anywhere I want very quickly without any problem. And I've done it for years and I don't have any problem doing it. So, I mean, I understand that might be the case for some people the way they think, but for me, I don't have any problems getting around. Let's go back out for a minute, eh? Free drinks. Yeah, it's a nice place, man. I like this joint. I'll put up all the info when I'm done. I mean, you know, if I really need to get around that bad, if I wasn't living in Bangkok, if I was living out here, I would get a vehicle. I'll say that. But in Bangkok, I can get anywhere very easily. You know? Yeah, I mean, you know, we got the pool over here. Goes all the way over there, which is where I started, right in there. Coconut. Got the coconut lady. Oh shit. Yeah, you don't need a vehicle in Bangkok. If you're in you know, in a village out in the Bangkok somewhere, you probably need you got to have at least a motorcycle to get around. Otherwise, it is going to be very difficult to get around. I mean, you can do it, but it's going to take a lot longer. It's not going to be nearly as convenient. But in Bangkok, I mean, like with me, man, it's like I call, hey driver, can you come pick me up? Come pick me up in 5 minutes. Okay, they're there. Um, or I can take the SkyTrain. When the SkyTrain's done in front of where I live now, it'd be a piece of cake. Eventually, when we move, it may not be so easy. So who knows what'll happen then, but it's not like I can't drive. I just don't want to be driving, I especially don't want to drive in Bangkok. Fuck that. Who wants to drive in Bangkok? You know, really. If you know what it's like in rush hour, you don't want to drive in Bangkok. And I think Andy was saying that he had a couple close calls. I just read something yesterday that said one person one person dies every 30 minutes on the roads in Bangkok, or in Thailand rather. That's what the average is. Every 30 minutes, somebody dies. So. And I know some people who have died in accidents. Bangkok was the best place. Yeah. And it's just getting better. It's getting better and better. The only thing with Bangkok is, I mean, you know, it it goes. I hate to say this, and I know I'm seeking perfection, but I really don't like being around all those people. You know, it's Daniel. I think you're missing the point. Honestly, it's not about that you can't get around, you can't find your way around. I know my way around Bangkok. It's like in some places I know it like the back of my hand. It's not that. It's that if you have an accident, first of all, you're gonna have a shitload of problems that you might not have back in the States simply because you are not one of them. And I don't say that hesitating either, because I know several people who have had accidents and they had just miserable times with it. Not only that, and in that aside, let's say that you get a fair shake, which it does happen. I personally know how I am, and I don't want to focus for, say, an hour or an hour and a half sitting in traffic. I used to go all the way to Bungalow from my house. It was 2 hours each way. I had to go every day. Well, 5 days, 6 days a week, depends. But I used to do that. 2 hours each way. I can tell you that I would fall asleep in the taxi 90% of the time. Only once in a while did I not fall asleep. One time we did have an accident. I was asleep. If I had to drive, I couldn't do it. I would crash. I would end up nodding off or something. I would think, oh yeah, we're not moving, or I'd be getting people pissed off because they'd be beeping at me, you know, like, hurry up, get your ass in gear. I just would have problem. I just know myself. I would have problems. Maybe you wouldn't. Maybe you don't. Maybe some people don't. Obviously. Yeah. Okay. Well, it still doesn't stop you from crashing, and that doesn't necessarily stop you from dying. But okay, I understand. I'm not saying that, you know, just because you're on the road means you're gonna die. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying for me, I haven't driven in almost 30 years. Driven a vehicle. I have driven a car occasionally, once or twice in the last probably 10 years I've driven. I used to drive motorcycles. That's all I drove for the most part. When I came here, I drove motorcycles in the beginning. And then I started thinking a little smarter, like, hey, if you go down, you're gonna have to pay for this whole motorcycle. And then as I've gotten older, the reason I don't get on a motorcycle now is not necessarily because I don't want to buy one or I can't afford one or that I don't want to drive a motorcycle. I love driving motorcycles. I have a bad right hip that's been replaced. My left hip is bad. My left knee is bad. I've already had an accident where I fell from the 4th floor, and I've had all kinds of little injuries that constantly bother me now. If I went down again, and I went down really hard, and I was in the hospital for a couple of weeks, I broke a few bones or something like that, you know, it just, what if I destroyed the hip replacement? See, I look at it like that. I don't look at it like, and it's not me being a pussy, it's a calculated risk. Knowing how I am, knowing that I like to, first of all, I like to drive fast. I like to speed. I'll just say it. I used to have a Suzuki GS 850. I was surprised I didn't kill myself. But I came close a couple of times. So knowing that, even on a little like 125, there's probably a good chance that in a 3-year period, I would go down at least once. And so that's what I mean. I'm very independent. I don't have a problem going anywhere. In fact, I can probably get around Thailand better than damn near anybody that's in this stream without a car. I don't have any problem. I mean, you know, I've been in the middle of nowhere before, and I'm like, oh shit, the bus isn't gonna run, and I just find some guy and I talk to him. Hey, what's happening? Hey, listen, you know, can you do something for me? I'll give you $100. I'll give you $200. Can you take me to this place? Yeah, okay. Boom. Next thing you know, I'm there. There's always a way, you know. But yeah, it is more convenient just to have your own vehicle and you're sitting in it and you can go wherever the hell you want. But I don't trust myself. I'll be honest. I don't trust myself. And on a motorcycle, give me a some kind of a Kawasaki, you know, a 1000 or a Suzuki 1100 or something like that. I'll be dead, man. I'll be dead within a month. You know, I'm saying that in all honesty. I would end up dying because I know how I was. At first I'd be like, okay, don't drive too fast. Be smart. You don't want to die. And then there'd just be some little opening. I would see something. I'd be like, just jump on it. Just go for it. And I do have a friend who got into an accident. I've talked about it before. He had an accident. He was the less drunk person of the two people. He was in with a car with somebody else. Well, that's too. Yeah, if you're on a motorcycle, it's not just you. So, yeah, I might trust myself. You know, I might be like, okay, well, I'm mature now. I'm gonna drive very well. I'm gonna drive quite good. And then some guy, he's on the yaba, or he's, you know, he's pissed off at his wife and he's screaming at her while he's driving a truck. You think it doesn't happen? That's why there's so many injuries and deaths here. And, you know, with my luck, I'll probably die anyway on the road in some accident, but knock on wood. I just know I'm a shitty driver. That's the other thing. I'm a shitty driver. I'm not a good driver. Even on motorcycles, it wasn't that I couldn't drive. It was just that I was like, I wanted to test how fast could I go. Could I get around this corner hauling ass? I did it in my car when I was young. I don't even know how. My mother said I used to crash my car like every other week. I'd smash in the, you know, the tail end into. I would like skid out in the rain and hit a tree or something. Well, that's another thing, and I was thinking about that today when I was or yesterday when I was on the motorcycle. Guy's fucking driving me, and we're on these windy roads, and there's like dogs laying out in the middle of the road. They're just laying there. They just want to get the warmth of the road, and they're laying everywhere, all over the place. And I'm like, what happens if, you know, you just go around the corner and you're not looking and you just run over the dog? I'm done. They go flying off the back of the bike. You know. It's, again, you know, what do I need to do it for? Even, you know, the other day, Andy was like, oh, yeah, rent a car. Yeah, it'd be very convenient to have a car, to rent a car here. But, like, knowing me, I would probably fucking crash it here. You know? I don't have a high opinion of myself driving. I have a lead foot, you know? That's what the truth is. I have a lead foot. I like to drive fast. Anyway. So tomorrow, as I said, I think I'm going to get something to drink here, but tomorrow, as I said, trouble is you can go a long time with nothing going wrong, and then Murphy's Law, out of the blue, you get killed. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And, you know, one thing, like my wife will say to me all the time, you know, like she doesn't, in the beginning, she didn't like me being alone because she didn't trust me. She thought, you're going to lose your temper. You're either going to hurt somebody or they're going to hurt you. And, you know, I would rather be there, and so that, you know, I can make sure, I could try to make sure that nothing happens. I said, well, just let me be a man and do what I want to do. Trust me a little bit. And now she does. But she always worries that something's going to happen to me. Like now she worries that, you know, I'm going to be out late at night or something, and something's going to happen to me. You know, somebody's going to run me over accidentally and take off, and that's the end of me. And, you know, but all that kind of shit is not to be fixated on death, but, you know, you got to be careful. I haven't made it this long without being a little bit careful. I haven't done, everything I have done has not been stupid. You know? And I've been here for a long time. I've been on the roads for a long time here, and I'm still alive, so I must be doing something right. But you know, I mean, I know a lot of people, and I know some Thai girls who I would like. They're meek, and they're extremely like, I don't know. You wouldn't think of them as the kind who, like, when they needed to jump on it to get out of the way of a truck barreling down the highway, they would be like, okay, I'm gonna have to hit it. I got to get out of the way. You wouldn't think of them like that, and they drive, and they're just fine. Comes to it just, I guess it comes down to, I don't trust myself. I don't trust myself on a vehicle. I don't trust myself. I trust myself a hell of a lot. You could put me in a room with 10 beautiful women, and you can mark my words here. You could put me in a room with 10 beautiful women, naked. They'd be naked, not me. But you put me in a room with 10 naked women, and I trust myself. You know, like if I was to just, all I have to do is say no. Now, like, you know, if they all jumped on me at the same time, what am I going to do? You know, fight them off, I guess. But if it was just, you know, hey, well, I'm married. I don't want to, you know, get into anything. I don't want any problems with my wife. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do this. I trust myself 100%. But put me on a motorcycle, a big motorcycle especially, put me in a car that has some balls, I don't trust myself at all. So now the truth comes out. Yeah, Gennaro, I just don't give a shit, man. You know, I don't care about. That's what I was talking to these four women about that were sitting at the table. They were like, you know, are you married back home? I'm like, no. What the hell would I be married back home? I go, I got a wife here. I'm like, I've been here a long time. What the hell am I going to have a wife back there for? I don't know. You know, some foreigners, they have wives. But I said, no. They said, do you have any, you know, Mia noise? No. They're like, really? And, oh, that's good, you know. And I'm like, well, I learned a long time ago from the Thais. One woman, one set of problems. 2 women, 2 sets of problems. 3 women, 3 sets of problems. You know, and you know, you want to have that kind of a life. Okay, good for you. You know, but just me and her, we don't want to do that. You know. Well, I know you wouldn't. Well, that's the thing. I mean, when are you going to stop thinking? You know, oh, the grass is going to be greener on the other side. And I know some guys out there that are on YouTube, and they, you know, they swear by being single and stuff like that. Good for them. I'm not saying that people should get married. Did they have to get married? I'm not saying that. But for me, I did want kids. I did want to, yeah, I did want a wife, you know. So, you know, what the hell's the point of getting married if you're going to be sleeping around with every other chick? It's not like I'm in the mafia and, you know, I'm expected to have a guma, you know. I love that they leave this. She told me, she goes, yeah, if you get thirsty or something, you want some coffee, you want, we have some ginger if you don't feel good. Get whatever you want to drink, you know. It's pretty cool. Everybody's asleep now. It's got to be what? About 10, not even 10 o'clock. What time did I start? 8? Yeah, 8 o'clock, so it's not even 10 o'clock. I have a lead foot driving in Thailand. A moving violation is a $10 foot, no monetary consequence. That's not, again, you're missing the point, Daniel. It's not the lead foot and you have to pay the fine. Again, because here's an analogy or whatever you want to call it. I'm driving down the street nude on Tani. I got no helmet on. The cop goes, I need 200 baht. Okay, here's your 200 baht. I don't get busted. I don't get a ticket for not wearing a helmet. Now, don't get me wrong, that's great. But if I'm driving down the road and I don't have a helmet on and I smash my freaking head on the ground and it cracks open like a coconut and my brains spill out, what does that matter? So the fact that he gives you a $10 ticket for speeding doesn't negate the fact that if you're speeding, you tend to have more accidents. People tend to have more accidents, especially with the way people drive on the roads here. Listen, I've been in some, I don't know about you, but I've been in some taxis where I'm like, how the fuck did this guy get a license? You know, I wouldn't trust him driving his Buffalo, much less a freaking vehicle, you know. So, I mean, listen, I applaud you for, you want to drive here, you feel comfortable, great. But it ain't me, man. I know me. I do know thyself. And like I said, lead foot on a motorcycle and in a car. I don't think I'll do very well, you know. So anyway, it's the small things that I appreciate the more as I age, the bells and whistles and chasing balloons. Well, yeah, I mean, listen, I'm thrilled that my wife is, first of all, that she was with me. I was thrilled that she wanted to be with me. And, you know, I'm not the kind of person who thinks, you know, like I ain't worth a shit. I thought I was, you know, when we got married, I thought, man, you know, I'm into her, man. She really does it for me, you know, and then she really was into me. And so, you know, like, I didn't, you know, like now I've been married for what, 20 something years? Been with her for 24 years or something like that. What the hell do I want to, you know, it's not a priority. That's the thing. I guess that's what it boils down to. You have certain priorities. Like me getting around, I can get around however the hell I want. I can get around anywhere. So it's not a priority for me. If I'm out in the middle of Alaska and I can't get around anywhere and I'm gonna die, then I damn sure better buy a truck, you know. But it's not a priority now. Well, yeah, I'm sure you can relate, Stephen. You know, it's like, sometimes I'm like, well, she got a little pissed off about that, but, you know, I expect her to get pissed off, you know. But, you know, it seems to me from what I hear of it, like some Western women, you do something wrong and they don't like it, and they're like, that's it, I'm out of here, fuck it, I'm done. We're done. You lost your job, we're done. Yeah, I lost my job, but I got a new job. Yeah, but I like that job you had before, we're done. You know, I don't know. It from what I've heard, you know, I feel out of the loop now, really, when it comes to the United States. You know, I was getting all these messages about Biden and about Will Smith. I don't give a fuck if he smacked Chris Rock. If I was Chris Rock, I would have cracked him back. But was it real? Who knows? I don't know. Which is why I don't give a shit. Does it affect me? No, I don't give a shit. Everybody's, you know, I see the internet's blowing up about this. I got people sending me messages. Did you see this? Listen, if he really hit him hard, he would have knocked him the fuck out. Think about it. Well, that too, Stephen. You know, I used to think that um, I used to think that you know, oh man, you know, I wish I could just finally get a good chick. You know, I got plenty of girls, but I just want a good one. Then you find a good one, and then you're like, you treat her like shit, and she leaves your ass, and you wonder why. You know. And I still stand by the statement that the majority of chicks who are good chicks, unless you got a bundle of money and you got some kind of agreement going on with them, most of them they want to have a guy, and that's the guy. They if you know they hook up with you and they say I'm committed to you. I think if you're committed to them, if they're a decent chick, I'm not talking about some chick who just wants to go run around. So I'm going out with my girlfriends on Friday and Saturday night, so don't bitch to me about it. And then, you know, of course, oh, she comes back like, you know, 2 days later and goes, you know, remember that guy we saw, the bartender? I boned him, you know. Jared saw that. Will looked pissed. He's an actor. I don't know. Was he pissed or was it an act? I don't know. Because again, I really believe if I wanted to smack Chris Rock and I hit him with a good shot, he would at least, his knees would buckle. And, you know, Will Smith apparently trained to become Muhammad Ali. He should know how to throw a shot. So how come Chris Rock didn't even, his knees didn't even buckle? You know? That it was an overreaction to say the least. Well, if it was real, it was an overreaction. I could see those two planning something out. I could see that. But then again, if it was real, how come he didn't knock him the fuck down? To me, it's like, it's not like Chris Rock is a big dude. He's not that big. He makes fun of people, whatever. I mean, yeah, get the. Well, I think some of it has to do with the fact that Will Smith has had his issues with his chick, and his chick is out on some show, and she's publicly talking about how she does this and does that with some other guy. You know, it's emasculating. If I was Will Smith, I'd be like, bitch, you know, that's it, you're gone. Yeah, the chick humiliates him in public, and there he is crying. I mean, come on. I know, but what the fuck's he crying? I mean, oh my God, you know, like, I would understand if he starts, shit, if he starts talking about, oh, my father passed away, and, you know, it was so hard for me, and, you know, he really helped me, and I love him, and, okay, I can see. I just saw a little clip, somebody, I mean, I got sent this by like 10 people, and finally I hit it. But he's crying because a joke was made and because life has been hard for him and people have been talking shit about him, and I would have thought he would be stronger than that, you know? Really. He's been around the game for a long time. I would have thought, you know, I know, so what the hell's he with her for? What the hell's he with her for? She ain't shit. She ain't no better than any other woman, you know? I mean, yeah, maybe she's got her strong points. Maybe she gives good head. I don't know. But it's not like she's not replaceable. It seems to me like mentally he's having some trouble with everything that's going on, you know, emotionally. But why the hell would you do that on, first of all, if he really wanted, if Chris Rock wanted, he could probably file charges against him. Second of all, he made himself look like a total douchebag. And third of all, he really made himself look like a douchebag because he didn't knock him the fuck out. That would have been epic if he knocked Chris Rock out right there where he stood. You fucking talk about my wife, I'm gonna knock you out where you stand. That would have been epic. These are pampered celebrities. Gennaro, did you ever watch the YouTube special that Will Smith had about him losing weight and how he took a look at himself and how he had to lose weight and he had all these things going on in his life? The one thing that I don't understand with these celebrities, and you know, I'm not saying that, I'm not trying to make it seem like I have the answers or that I know how things are for them. I'm not trying to say that. But what I am saying is, at least some of the time, I think they need to tell these people, listen, fuckhead, you need to mellow out on my scheduling. I don't have time to breathe. I can barely take a shit because you've got me scheduled to do this and do that and go here and go there. Tell the fucking press, tell the movie company, listen, start a couple of days earlier so that I don't have to do 50 interviews in a fucking day. You know, tell them no. Say no. You're the big star. If you're in a position with the FU money, you know, cut back. Do what some of the people have done. What, didn't Julia Roberts do that? She's like the biggest star at the time in movies for a female. And she said, I want to concentrate on my family. That's it. Sorry. Fuck you. He could do it. He can do it. He gets no empathy from me, man. Sorry. And Chris Rock, I lost a little bit of respect for him because he didn't fire back. Maybe he was just stunned that that really happened. I don't know. Oh, God. I really want to know if it was real. And the thing is that I think even if it was fake, no one would say anything. But I'm going to guess it probably was real. You know. And look, here we are talking about it. Here I am talking about it. Hollywood is full of trash and sellouts. Yes, indeed. He is loaded. He should be calling the shots. Yeah, exactly. Listen, there's a thing in Australia. I don't know how many Australians we got in that. Well, Jared is Australian. There was a thing on 60 Minutes Australia about a girl who, her name is Sarah Winter. Okay? And she is an actress who has acted with Arnold Schwarzenegger. She was in, I think, The Sixth Sense or something like that. She's been in some, the show 24. She's been in some big shows. And apparently she was on 60 Minutes because she's had some mental health issues because of, she had a baby or two. And so she had the, what is it called? Postpartum depression syndrome. Apparently she had that. Now, the only reason I'm bringing this up is because I worked with her on a movie that my buddy made. She was in the movie. And her and I did not get along because she was whining about everything. There's no ketchup. Why can't I get ketchup? Why can't I get this? Why can't I? And I said, what the fuck do you think this is? This isn't a big budget movie. And she freaked out. But that's what I did. And she never liked me after that. And I don't give a shit. And then I saw her on 60 Minutes, and I sent it to the guy who made the movie, and I was like, check this out. You know, it's like, I want the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, and then you get it and you're bitching. It's like the old woman with, what is it? No, this is from Sopranos. It's like you're an old woman who's got a 10-pound Virginia ham under your arm, and you're bitching because you don't have any bread. Oh God. And you know, the thing is in that movie that I was in too, there was a guy in the movie Bad Boys. If you ever watched that movie, people might have seen that movie before, but in the beginning of the movie, there's a guy who plays. He's one of the one of the robbers. I don't remember what the hell they were robbing, but anyway, he was one of the guys in the truck. They were robbing, like getting some bonds and stuff like that. And so apparently he was like, in the movie, he went and he was doing a bunch of blow, and he was gay. And then one of the leaders of the gang comes back and meets with him, finds out he's been mouthing off, and shoots him and kills him right where he sits, shoots him in the head. That guy is a twin. His brother actually was a bigger actor than him, but that guy was in the movie that I was in as well. And we got to be good friends. He was a nice guy. That guy and the girl from Australia used to be boyfriend and girlfriend, and then they split up after the movie. Later on, they split up, but he was a nice guy, and I got along with him quite well. But he was in that movie Bad Boys, and he was in all kinds of stuff. But I don't know if he's still in acting or whatever. But she was still acting for a long time. But you know, shit happens. Anyway, how the hell do I only have 12 thumbs up? Seriously. Sometimes when you're at the top, it ain't what it's supposed to be. Having everything you want worse than getting nothing that you want. Yeah, well, that's probably true. Guys, don't forget to leave a thumbs up, please. I'd appreciate it. Anybody buy a shirt? Get yourself a shirt. Support the American in Bangkok. Get yourself a t-shirt or a polo. The polos are supposed to be really nice. I'm waiting for Longhorns to give me the 411 on that. And also, I got some coming, so I'm anxious to see some of my new merch. Anyway, you know what? See, this is so cool. I like this. I got my own little garden here. If I want something to drink, I can get something to drink. Everything is beautiful in its own way. We got flowers over here. Look at this. Purple flowers, yellow flowers, pink flowers. She's got a good little gig going on here. Nice place, really. Anyway, it's got to be around 10 o'clock. So I think it's about time for me to hit the sack because I got to get up early. I'm going to be streaming at 8 o'clock from a temple on the beach. It's supposed to be cool. You know, I'm not into temples, but I am into beaches. So, damn, I'm going to need to get that Mipe and Rye hat. It wasn't up when I bought the Save a Ho shirt. I like that. Actually, what the hell was I going to put up there, though? There was something else I was going to put up, and I can't put it up because they have to, with the embroidery, it has to be, there has to be a bit of separation so that it doesn't run together and you can't tell what it says. I forget what the hell I was going to put up there, though, but there was something I was going to put up. I was listening but answering emails to fucking work. They won't leave me alone. Life is hard, Steven. I give myself a couple more years, and that's it. My working career is over. I'll work when I want to work. Yeah, but anybody who goes to the website now, there's an automatic. You don't have to put in a code. You don't have to do anything, and you get 10% off. But you don't have to put in any code or anything. You just go to the checkout, whatever you get. You know, let's say you buy 3 shirts and a mouse pad and a water bottle and whatever else the hell it is. Then you get, once you check out, it'll apply the code for you automatically, which is better than having to give a code out all the time. So, and anybody who is a member will always get at least 10% off. So, trying to give that website a little more attention than I was before. But anyway, it's very peaceful. I could just fall asleep right here. Looks like somebody's out there sitting in a truck or something. That tent will be nice and cool when I get in there. And actually, I said to the lady, I said, you know, what time does the, go for it. I like that hat, actually, really. I said to her, 3 more years. Yeah, you could. Well, remember, I used to have a shirt up that says, I hate haters. And I thought about it, and somebody said something about it, and they were like, you hate haters, but you're a hater. You'd be hating on the haters. So, doesn't make sense. And then I was like, well, yeah, you know, doesn't really. I stole that from Floyd Mayweather, actually. He wore the shirt. And I was like, yeah, I do hate haters. But actually, I don't give a shit anymore. I really, you know, I'm apathetic about a lot of things. You know? The older I get, the less I give a shit. Because you know what? Is it really going to matter when I'm dead and gone? No. That's why, what does Will Smith really give a shit about? Why does he care what people are saying? If you care, then do something about it, you know? Building that pension, yeah. Well, I've always said it, Pierre. If there was one thing I would have done differently, I probably would have worked at least another 2 years. I probably could have socked about 100 grand away. At that time, I was doing very well. I could have socked some serious money. I could have done a lot of different things. On the other hand, I could have probably just pissed all that money away. I could have worked for a couple more years, socked away 100 G's, and then went to Thailand, thought I was Mr. Big Spender, and the next thing I know, I pissed through $100,000. That would probably be me. Unless I figured it out fast enough. Sweaty cup. Sweat D cup? Sweat D cuff? Yeah. Would I have done what Will Smith did? No, I wouldn't have done it on TV. I might have done it backstage. But then why the hell would you just do it? Why would you just hit him with one shot? Really? Why wouldn't you just not like throw a combination? Will Smith apparently did have some training. It's not like he doesn't know how to box a little bit and use his hands. He knows how to throw hands. So how come he didn't hit him, you know, hit him with a right and a left hook or something, you know? I don't know. Why would he stop? If you're that pissed off, why, I mean, you know, just throw the guy beating. You know what I mean? But why would you do it on national TV? Maybe he thought it made himself look good. I don't think it did. I think he looks like a douchebag. And, you know, he's probably a lot bigger than me, but I would still say it to his face. I would say, Will, I think you made yourself look like a douchebag. You know. He didn't have the hand wraps on. Well, he shouldn't have to. And why didn't Chris Rock, you know, I understand that, you know, somebody just walking up and hauling off and smacking you hard or cuffing you one, you know, yeah, for a few seconds you're like, whoa, whoa, what happened, you know? And maybe to him, he's like, that didn't hurt me. I don't give a shit. Because he just stood there. He didn't look like it hurt me. He just looked a little bit stunned, like, why did he do that? It didn't look like he went, oh man, what happened? And maybe Will Smith didn't want to hurt him. I don't know. I would have wanted to hurt him if, you know, if it was that bad. Why not do something? I mean, why just give him a smack? You know? Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Listen, he's very fit. I'll say that about, and he's very dedicated. I appreciate that about The Rock. I don't like him as an actor, just because I always think about, can you smell what The Rock is cooking, or whatever the fuck he used to say. But I think if you put him in the ring with Brock Lesnar would destroy him, or would have when he was fighting. He would have destroyed him. Give him some training, that's a different story. Anyway. Sit here and shoot the shit all night. Is it so? There was an American or Canadian guy or whatever the fuck he was, Canadian guy, the first day. Then there was a group of like Chinese that were like next to me. They were the ones, they stole my table. Fucking A, I can't believe that. They stole my table. I go outside and I'm trying to, I go out because I want to hang up my wet clothes. My clothes were soaking wet because I went swimming and I had sweat in my shirt and everything. So I'm like, I'll just put them out here and let them dry outside. I go outside, you know, I take them off, I take a shower, I put something on, I go back outside with the wet clothes and I go to hang them on the chair or put them on the table or something. They're gone. And I'm like, I look over and there's like this family and they had just taken my table. And so I like called over to the lady and I go, hey, is that my table? She's like, yes. I go, could I please have it back? Oh, sorry. Yeah, okay. I know what the quality is, but thank you. I just don't know the quality of the polo shirt yet. The other shirts, I know what the quality is like. And the other stuff. But thank you for thinking for me. Appreciate that. It's always good to have a bunch of people thinking for me, as opposed to thinking for myself. Isn't that what freedom's about? Thinking for yourself? Now it's not so hot out. Anyway, yes, I've been to China. I've been there twice. I went there once for 15 days or 17 days, something like that. I forget how many days. Maybe it was 19. I went for the entire Olympics, which I think was from the 8th of August through the 26th or something like that. It was the 8th of August, 2008, through the either 25th or 26th. And then I went to Huili, which wasn't far inland into China. It wasn't that deep into China. It was near Guangzhou or Shenzhen. I don't know, but I've been there twice. The first time was a piece of cake because I had little university girls helping me out with everything. They told me how to do things. They helped me. They got everything I needed. It was a piece of cake. The next time was a lot harder. I mean, just getting ice was a pain in the ass. And getting a bucket was a pain in the ass. Do I like China? Listen, I'm not going to say I don't like China. It would get on my nerves very quickly. I don't like the Chinese government, per se. But I don't think I would ever want to live there. And I know a lot of people, they don't have a problem with that. You know, it's a good place. And yeah, exactly. And I can't live there, especially now. And I was treated very well by the promoter who handled the show in Huili. He was fantastic. I met a couple of people that was pretty cool. I met the guy Joe Hip who fought Tommy Morrison. I just happened to stumble into him because he had a fighter that was on the show. And, I got treated very well. But it wasn't that. It was that there's an underlying feeling, and that I'm just so vastly different than and I try to find the similarities, but I find myself to be more aligned with the Hong Kongers and Singaporeans and Taiwanese than I'll ever feel with mainland Chinese. Yeah, and China, the wrestler, I feel like, I got more in common with her. But yeah, I wouldn't ever want to live there, and I wouldn't ever want to spend that much time there. The only thing that could help me overlook that is some serious money. Making some serious money, doing a job there. But even that is risky. And, you see all these guys online that have had their problems there. And I'm not somebody who really, and I don't think anybody is, that they take too kindly to being spied on by people or tracked by people. And that happened to me in Myanmar in the beginning when I first went there. Oh, God. I don't give a shit about the women. Even if I was single, I wouldn't give a shit about the women. That's the thing. I look at them as, I just want to have my fun. That's all I would want. I just want to have my fun with them. They're too damn different, man. Even if you found one, it would be tough for me to be like, okay, I want to get to know this one, and I want to get into a relationship. Fuck that, man. Thais are a lot more my liking. I can see the allure physically. Yeah, I don't know. I just think there's plenty of women in the world, man. What do I give a shit about them for? I thought you were gonna get married to a Thai chick. What are you even concerning yourself with Chinese women for? don't make the women a concern, man. I just, that's, you know, I may be an old man now, but I wasn't always old, and I wasn't always married. And I can tell you that one of the biggest mistakes I made when I was young is that I thought that women, I had to be a certain way to women. I had to care about them in a certain way, and I had to treat them a certain way. It's all bullshit. Yeah, I like Taipei. Well, that's a shitty I'm telling you, I told you this before. It's a shitty reason to get married, honestly. Don't get married just to stay here. It's a fucking worst reason. I mean, you know, if it's your girlfriend or ex-girlfriend or something like that, and you really want to get married, then okay, I guess. But why do you want to live somewhere else so badly? I mean, why can't you live somewhere else? Why do you have to live in Thailand? Why don't you go somewhere that will let you live? Why don't you go to Ecuador? Much easier to live there. You gonna tell me there ain't no hot Ecuadorian chicks? You know, come on. I just think doing that is the wrong reason. Getting married for any other reason, I don't. I mean, I have a Western mentality. I understand that, not an Asian mentality. Asian mentality means a marriage might be a business relationship that grows into love. Western ideals is, you know, do you have something in common with the chick? Can you build on it? Can you really fall in love with the chick? Does she really love you? Which means you are committed 100%, not I'm gonna run out at the first sign of trouble. But why get married, man? Fuck that. Stay single. Do it the hard way if you have to. You'd be better off doing it on your own. That's independence. Then, well, oh, I'm gonna get married. What if? Yeah, I just don't get it, man. I get the Asian shit. My fucking thing went dead. That sucks. I get the yellow fever Asian persuasion thing. I do get that. But that doesn't mean you gotta marry him. Hang on a second. I gotta fucking do this the old-fashioned way here. What is that farting behind me? See, I believe you have it, John, for sure. This thing is going dead a lot quicker now. All right, what do I need? Do I have it in here? Fuck is it? Well, oh, here we go. My emergency backup. fucking business, baby. You know what? I'm just gonna sit here for a few minutes. Let me see something here. Thailand is 1990 news. So many tropical places around the world. Well, I've been saying that for a long time. Thailand is been done to death. It's true. But it doesn't mean that it's still not a good place, and that it just means that you need to think quite a bit differently than, say, thinking like, that all the Thai girls want to be with you and all that kind of stuff. I mean, they might if you're younger and you're a good-looking guy and, you got some shit going on. But, then it depends what kind of woman you want, I got jungle fever. Oh, God. And good value. Decent-looking girl is only on, what is this? Is only on, damn it, I can't, my eyes are so bad now. Is only on the phone. Getting likes and a lot of attention, whether it be dating apps or social media. I almost walk into girls every day because they're looking down on the phone. Well, yeah, I've said that for a long time as well. I've said I accidentally stick my elbow out. Oh, sorry, excuse me. When they do that shit. The men do that. I don't do it to women, but do you believe marrying a bar girl is a last chance for foreigner to find a woman in Thailand? I think if a guy's gonna get involved with a bar girl in Thailand, whether it's a last chance or a first chance, I think he better know what the hell he's doing and get what the hell he's getting himself into. Because I think if he doesn't know, he might do the high fly. He might join the high flyers club. The thing I found with women on the dating apps is that they're mostly addicted to the dating app experience and continue to look for men even when dating much better to meet them in person. Yeah. They seem, oh, damn it. They seem to be addicted to the attention. Yeah, well, I mean, isn't that part of the problem now? Every girl wants to be on, not every girl, but a lot of girls want to be on. They want to be on Instagram, and they want to be stars, and they want everybody to tell them how beautiful they are. And that's the thing, you know damn well that some of them are using the filters. They're fucking ugly as sin, and they somehow manage to make themselves look good. And I've been saying it for a long time, ever since I started streaming and before then. What the hell? I mean, I understand, you need a little trim, you want to get a little action. You just want to bang a chick. Okay, you use the app. Okay, hey honey, if things work out, you get laid. But like to find the girl of your dreams, why can't you find them in person? Put the time in, put the effort in. I don't know, it's just maybe I'm just old school or whatever, but that's how I think. God damn, I can't see. Care less for the men. It's very true. Yeah, I believe that. I'm 47. I need my glasses. Well, I'm 60 and I need my glasses. I left my fucking glasses at home. I'm halfway to the train station and I realize the only glasses I have are my sunglasses, which means I can see far away clearly, but I can't see near. So I have to, now I'm like, and they've gotten worse over the years to where before I could just squint a little and it would get sharp. Now they don't get sharp. I have to come and meet the ladies. They're easy to date in Thailand. I tell you what, the one that I was sitting on the train with, she just happened to be sitting there and I was sitting next to her. She started talking to me. I told her I'm married. I've been married for a long time. I got 2 kids. And she said, oh, I have 2 kids too. I said, oh, that's nice. And then she said, you know, like a little bit more into the, she goes, oh, do you have line? I said, yes. And she said, can I have your line? And I said, why? And she just laughed. And I didn't give it to her. And I wouldn't give it to her. I don't care if she was hot as shit, I wouldn't give it to her. It's just asking for problems, you know? If you be smart about it, it's fucking asking for problems. You know, you're married or you got a girlfriend or something, and you go, hey, you know what? I'm gonna give this chick my my line app. I want less people to have my line app, not more. It's the truth. Thai women are the most down to earth I've met. You know, I think um, uh, Andrew, I think that there's something that you do quite a bit. You use these extremes. Thailand is the best place on earth. Um, Thai women are the most down to earth I've ever met. Thailand is paradise. And I think if you just took a step back a little bit, I'm not saying I disagree with what you're saying, but I think you really need to put some context to it. Like long-term context. You know, yes, Thai women can be down to earth, but so can fucking American women. There are still American women out there that can be down to earth. There are European women that are down to earth. They just might not like you, or you might not like them. But you got to put the time in. I think thinking in extremes, and I learned this myself a long time ago because I used to think everything is black or white. No, there's shades of gray, you know. Yeah, yeah. Good luck, huh? Well, my wife would have my balls, and believe me, I just don't give a shit. Even my wife doesn't believe me sometimes. Like, I don't give a shit about some fucking broad. I mean, now I'm starting to think like, you know, like guys who when I was a teenager, there were some older guys that I worked with and that I talked to all the time. And there were some family friends. And they used to be like, just have your fun and get rid of her. You know, it used to be what? What the hell was it? Find them, find them, find them, finger them, fuck them, forget them. I think that's what it was. And I'm not saying to treat women like pieces of meat. I'm not trying to say that. As long as they want some and you want some, have your fun, move the fuck on. Some of them are not down to earth. Some of them are royal cunts. That's just the way that it is. That's life. Just like, you know, when you hear some Thai girl go, oh, I don't like Thai men, they're all bad. No, they're not all bad. Maybe the good ones don't like you because you're bad. Maybe the guys that you've run into have been complete pieces of shit. But when you use that extreme mentality, or it's like saying all Thais are money hungry. That's not fucking true. I understand that sometimes you need to do it in order to give context to a problem. You know, the problem of Thai women who only want you for your money. But the truth is there are shades of gray. There's a lot of shades of gray. You know, I know some guys who swear by Filipino women. You know, to each his own. I know some who like Colombians. I know some who love Brazilians, who love Russians. Everybody has their own particular. I know some that love all of them. Scott, I've learned that most Thai women aren't interested in foreigners. How true is that? That's pretty damn true. There are some that may just happen to, for whatever reason, maybe it's proximity. They just happen to end up with a guy who's a foreigner. There are some who they think, hey, you know what? I don't want a life with a Thai guy because I've seen what life is like for my friends who are with Thai guys. There are some that think being with a foreigner means money. You know, there are some that think I'm going to get a much bigger dick. You know, there are all kinds of reasons. So, hang on one second. All right, I got to make sure of something here. All right, I'm back. I gotta see if I can see this. Jesus. 100%. And any other foreign and living is living a dream. Yeah. Well, it's not necessarily a bar girl. Money means a particular type of woman, whether it's Thai or otherwise. There are some women who they feel like the only way that they have to do the George Jefferson or Wheezy Jefferson and move it on up is by finding someone who's going to move them on up, carry them up the elevator with them. Instead of, I'm going to do it myself. Fuck you, I don't need your money. There are Thai women out there with that mentality. You know, you're going to have to look, though, because they're not easy to find, you know. And that's why I'm saying, I got to keep it down. That's why I'm saying, like to Andrew, to Renegade, don't just get married because you want to live in Thailand. That's a terrible reason. And I know that there are some people that think, oh, no, well, if I get to live there, then, you know, everything will work out. She's going to like me. We get along. Yeah, but you're starting out basically on a lie. You're not with her because you want to be with her for the rest of your life and you love her and she just touches you in ways that other women don't touch you. And I don't mean physically, although that might be the case too. You know, why not be with one that she wants to be with you just because she wants to be with you? And they're still out there, even nowadays. I can guarantee you they're out there. And I can tell you that what Puya was saying, there are some women out there, they would never be with a foreigner. Foreigner could go, I'm going to give you 10,000 baht right now. All you have to do is get naked and let me do you real quick. I'll give you a quickie. Girl's going to be like, fuck off. Yeah. The problem is most foreigners meet their first in a bar. Meeting normal Thai girls takes time. Yeah, exactly. Meeting normal Thai girls means going through the same processes that you might go through back in the States. You don't marry them until you've seen the worst of them. Yeah, that's why you always go on a trip with them. You always give them the what if situations. You test them out a little bit. And believe me, they're testing you out. You know. Well, thank you very much. Hang on one second. Sorry, thank you. Yeah. The reason that I know a little bit is because I was just able, for whatever reason, to be able to get women on a regular basis when I lived back in the States. I was always able. Now, I've said it before. There were dry spells. I had my dry spells. I had times when I was frustrated. I was irritated. I'm like, son of a bitch, you know? There were times when I just had some chick who was she was just there for fun. We just had fun with each other, like in bed or whatever. Or, you know, we'd go out and get some food and we'd come back, watch TV, and bone. And there was no seriousness to the relationship. You know. Wait a minute, what? God damn it. Sex with the same person gets boring and people's habits and get annoying. You need to love a person with your heart to be able to be married, to stay married. Yeah. Andrew, are you really? Come on, man. Are you just trying to fuck with me? Really? Is that what you're trying to do? You like try to push my buttons? Because I mean, it don't really work. Because frankly, I don't give a shit. You can do whatever you want. But like, that's so much horse shit. I met some really good women on Walking Street. I'm not saying they're bad women, but I think if you delved a little deeper, you would find they're probably not as good as you think. Oh God, Andrew, do you want yourself an educated woman? Do you want her to be educated, or do you want her to be some farm girl with a third grade education? I mean, be honest. Because there are guys out there, I've had many guys tell me, I don't care if she's stupid as long as she looks good. Oh, God. Only in Thailand. I hear the Jeopardy song going off right now. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Da-na-na-na-na. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Dun, 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 dun. Why would a Thai lady need a farang? Money. Well, many times, yes. That's what she needs them for, money. Um, but just like there are Westerners, there are Westerners in the United States who want to be with a different race or different somebody from a different culture. The same goes with Thais. Some Thais are just curious. They just want to be with a different person. And if the guy is decent to them, and he's not a total loser, then they're happy. Andrew, why is it that you don't answer these questions when the what's the word that I'm looking for, or the phrase I'm looking for? When the pet, what is it? When the something hits the road, when the rubber hits the road. When the rubber hits the road, I don't have to tell you what I want. No, but you come on here talking all this bullshit. Women, they're the most down to earth. They're this, and then I'm asking you, what is it that you want? I'm just asking a question. Why is it you can say whatever you want here? I don't have a problem with it. I'm just asking you, what do you want? Now you don't want to tell us. You want an educated woman? What is it that what is your checklist to make the perfect girl? I mean, it's a legitimate question. And from your track record, which, like what I said earlier, which is that sometimes you tend to be a little bit you go to the extremes in what you say. Now, I don't know if maybe, you're just doing that for emphasis. I don't know. But you're saying same things that every other guy wants. Well, every guy doesn't want the same thing. That's ridiculous. Some guys want a really smart woman. Some guys want a woman that she's just loyal, and she may not be the best looking girl. They don't care. They just want a decent woman, a quality woman. So, oh God. All right. Well, a quality woman could be an uneducated woman or an educated woman. So, it really, that's pointless to keep badgering you about that. But what happened? I thought you wanted to marry your ex girlfriend. Wasn't she quality? I mean, you said you were going to marry her. I'm just a bit curious to know. I used to have a guy who wrote me all the time. And I don't remember his name off the top of my head, and it's probably better I don't remember. Nice guy. he cared about the girls that he was with, but every other month he would tell me he loved this girl. This girl was different, blah, blah, blah. I think he finally got married, but it was like 5 years later. He got married, and I think they had a kid together, you know. No, that's off the table now. Oh, okay, I got you. Well, again, I will say this. I really, truly, I'm saying this with the best of intentions. And you don't have to believe it. You don't have to take my advice or whatever. But getting married simply to stay in Thailand is not a good reason. You're better off staying single and finding out a better way to do it, you know? Nobody ever talks about Latinos in this discussion. Nobody talks about all the chicks in South America or Central America, or European chicks. There's some good places for European girls. I mean, there's some beautiful Europeans out there, you know? Beautiful women. Oh, yeah, Cuban chicks. I grew up with Cuban chicks. Because we don't want to get cut. I hear Latvia's promising. Um, as I know, Latvia has always been a good place for, if you want good looking women. Um, they got a lot of good looking women there. Plenty of women here in Mexico. Yeah. I'm curious to know, JRD, and be honest with me. I'm sure you will be, but um, when I was younger, I was with a couple Spanish girls, Mexican girls. I lived in Texas. I lived in New Mexico. Um, and it seemed like all of them, around the time they hit 25, 25 or so, they started getting they started gaining weight. And the Mexican girls that I saw, or I remember, I know it's not true of all of them, but I think they tended to gain weight as they got older. And I don't mean in the normal sense. You know, they used to be some gorditas, but it's been so damn long. I don't remember now for sure, and I don't remember. I'm trying to remember any older ones that I was with, because there wasn't really any. But when I was in Texas, they all wanted to get the fuck out of where I was, and when I was in New Mexico, they wanted to get out of the town where I was. Alamogordo, New Mexico. They wanted out of that town. Just like here, some girls want to get out of Thailand, and they want to go live somewhere else, and some girls they're like, fuck that, I want to live where I grew up, you know. I can see what you're talking about. God damn it, with the more native blooded, but there are also European blooded, yeah, like from Spain. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's another thing, and I forgot about that. I mean, there's like blonde, hot looking, blonde headed Mexican women, like gorgeous women, and they like blondes with blue eyes, and you're like, you're Mexican, you know? Of course not, Carl. No one wants to admit the thunder thigh experience. Listen, I think one of the funniest parts of a movie that I remember, one of my favorite movies is Salvador with James Wood and James Belushi. And James Belushi goes down there, and he's just inebriated. He's drinking this TikTok shit. This is in, I think, Nicaragua, or Salvador, rather. Sorry. Um, he doesn't have a pot to piss in. He's got almost no money, and he gets absolutely trashed. James Wood gets him trashed. He's a mess. And then he basically begs this hooker. He begs this hooker, like, to do him for like $5 instead of 10. And so he gets in with her. I don't know if anybody remembers this. He gets in with her. He's like, has his way with her or whatever. Apparently she likes him. He promises her the world. Next thing you know, he's all cleaned up. She's all cleaned up. She had a bunch of money saved. He's helping her spend the money. And he's loaning money to James Woods, who James Woods borrowed money from him at the beginning of the movie, and he was saying, I can't be doing this. I want my money. I want my money. He's like, I don't have any money. I just got evicted from my house or my apartment. What are you talking about? Oh, God. You're booking a trip to Kenya? Really? Well, hey, have at it, Gennaro. Give it a try, You know what they say, and I'm not going to say it on here. And, I think, isn't the guy that I met, the guy Ryan, isn't he still there? Maybe you should hit him up. Go over there. He could probably hook you up, man. He's been there a while now. You might have some fun, Gennaro. Oh, God. Anyway, I think this stream has, run its course, 3 times over. We're over here talking about Kenyan women and Will Smith. If that was real, why wouldn't he just deck him? I don't know what he was thinking. I mean, Chris Rock, you told a painful joke about my wife. I'm going to smack your face. Oh, God. Is that the app, Gennaro, that you have? African Lovelies? Go for it, man. Whatever makes you happy, Gennaro. That's all. I just want you happy. That's all. Just be happy, Gennaro. Does that say my finance, or does it say my fiance? It says my finance is mixed race from Barbados. Show you right. Oh, God. This is the channel that I have somehow developed. This is the channel as it has become. Well, I would not put it past them to have done that as a setup. It just was done to freak people out. Although him using the F word several times, that's not the norm. Hey, thank you very much, Puya. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Choke D to you. Look at my eyes, man. I'm starting to look. I was gonna say it, but I won't. I'm starting to look like I got really puffy eyes. I need the. What the hell was it called? Abilene. Is that what it was called? If anybody knows about boxing, there's a woman's makeup cream. I believe it was called Abilene. It's been a long time since I've used it, but it was when guys needed to sweat out that last bit of. It sucks out the makeup from the woman's face. So what they would do, what boxers would do, is they would rub it around their stomach and around their sides, and and that would supposedly help them get that last bit. No, it wasn't Maybelline. It was Abilene. Um, it would help get that last bit of water out of their system, so that they could just lose whatever a couple of ounces, whatever it was, a couple of ounces or whatever. It would help them lose that. And yeah, I forget the hell. Oh, I could. You can use it like if you got like puffy eyes and stuff like that. It also helps to reduce the swelling, like a cold press or like a steak or something. You know, but I mean, anyway, Jesus. No, it's called Abilene. Meant fiance. My finance is mixed race. I was like, what do you got? Like Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, Lasix. Well, yeah, I need some Lasix. Lasix would be good if it worked. If it didn't work, it wouldn't be so good. Wow. All right. Anyway, I think it's about time to go. I'm getting sleepy, and I'm supposed to wake up early and supposed to stream at 8 o'clock because that way it won't be so hot. From 8 to about 9:30. Then I have some things to do here, just take a shower, get ready, and then I have to go to another place and shoot some video. Oh, I thought LASIK. You're talking about the eye surgery. No, it's not called LASIK. Believe me, it's Abilene. It's an old trick, man. You know, it's like you put the sweatsuit on, you put that stuff, you rub it around, and that's supposed to help you drain your body even more, which is not really a good thing, but you have to do it if you're gonna fight. You know, most guys have to do it. Oh, you can use it to drop a couple of pounds for a weigh-in. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. The Thais really got the weigh-in, and they got the losing weight down to a science, man. And it's really strange because um, I would I would tell them, well, not for another day. I would tell, shit. I'm starting to forget shit. I'm tired. I love contact sport and your videos. I hope see you soon. Okay. Paramedics use it to get the fluid back out of your lungs. Wow, interesting. Now I think this is a little more over the counter that I'm talking about. I had some. Oh shit! I had a whole bunch of stuff for a while, and a couple years ago I got rid of it. But I had like end swells. I had like 3 or 4 end swells. I had all kinds of hand wraps. I had Mexican hand wraps. I had tape, big rolls of tape. I had all kinds of shit. I had God damn it, I can't even think of it now. For cuts, the stuff for cuts, you can put it in Vaseline. Some guys put it in Vaseline, but they put it on a. God damn it, I can't believe I can't think of it. You put it on a big cotton swab. It's an oversized cotton swab, and then you put it inside the cut. And for the life of me, I can't remember the word. And it's not a difficult word. It's something that's people use in boxing and MMA all the time. It helps stop the cuts. Jesus Christ, I can't believe I can't remember it. I'm blanking out. I am blanking out. Had a partner on the ambulance who wrestled in college. He was the LASIK. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. God damn it, I can't believe I don't remember. Damn it, it's adrenaline. Um, I'm pretty sure that was it. It was just adrenaline. You get adrenaline and you put it in a cut, and then it stops it from bleeding. But I'm tired, man. I'm really tired. I gotta go, or I'll fall asleep because I can't think straight now. I'm starting to lose my mind. Anyway, if you like this stream, you had a little fun. You like what I've been doing. Avatine, that's what it was. Son of a bitch. Abilene, Avatine. Yeah, you see. Um, there you go, man. Just goes to show you, I'm tired. But anyway, yeah, do me a favor, leave a thumbs up, subscribe. Yeah, the end swell, the eye iron. Leave a thumbs up, subscribe. What else? You know the routine. Go in the description. Go to my website. All that good stuff. Become a member. Keep watching. All right. Anyway, I'll be streaming tomorrow morning, bright and early. So take it easy, and I'll talk to you guys later. Hopefully, this will be a cool a cool temple on the beach. We'll see. You know. Anyway, yeah, choke deal out, jerk out my. Good luck and see you later. All right. It's Betty Bye time for me.